planning to get married, this video is for you. Hindu marriage will be invalid if traditional ceremonies are not performed and registration won't make such a marriage legitimate. Sadly, the concept of Chat Mangni Padbiya is no longer valid as the Supreme Court of India has clarified the legal requirements for Hindu marriages. Recently, the Supreme Court clarified the legal requirements and sanctity of Hindu marriages under the Hindu Marriage Act 1955. The court emphasized that for a Hindu marriage to be valid, it must be performed with the appropriate rites and ceremonies such as the Sat Feres, and adding to it, the Supreme Court also stated proof of these ceremonies is essential in case of disputes. A bench comprising of Justice B.V. Nagaratna and Augustine George Massey observed that unless the parties have undergone such a ceremony, there would be no Hindu marriage according to the Section 7 of the Hindu Marriage Act 1955. It further clarified that mere issuance of a certificate by an entity in the absence of the requisite ceremonies will be neither confirm any marital status to the parties nor establish a marriage under the Hindu law. Registration is only proof of marriage and does not confer its legitimacy, the Supreme Court said. If there has been no marriage under the Section 7 of this Act, the registration would not confer the legitimacy to the marriage in the eye of the law. Additionally, the court also added there cannot be any registration of a Hindu marriage if it has not been performed as per the custom. In the absence of a valid Hindu marriage, the marriage registration officer cannot register such a marriage under the provision of Section 8 of the Act. In other words, a certificate of marriage is proof of the validity of Hindu marriage only when such a marriage has taken place and not in a case where there is no marriage ceremony performed at all. The court also criticized the practice of couples seeking to acquire the status of husband and wife without a valid marriage ceremony and emphasized the importance of marriage as a sacred institution in the Indian society. The court urged the young couples to consider the significance of marriage before entering into it, stating that marriage is not a commercial transaction but a holy event that establishes a relationship between two individuals. Hindu marriage is a sacrament, not an event for song dance and wining dining. A new message that came directly from the Supreme Court. Advocate Dhruv Gupta represented the petitioner in this case, which brought attention to the importance of upholding traditional marriage ceremonies as integral to the validity and sanctity of Hindu marriages under the law. Well, to the couples who are planning to get married this summer, start preparing for your Sat promises as your Sat Feres become a compulsion now. Keep watching IndiaTodayNE for more such updates.